It's the same frame twister course with 3 new obstacles this year. First of all, a little less water, but this cone makes them take the front left tire over that big boulder. That's an obstacle that was put there deliberately, and the course has changed to accommodate that. Secondly, these rocks used to be smooth, no longer. Look at that huge pit just to my right over here. That's going to rut out and get worse as the event goes on. And last but not least, this is the first time that I can recall in the history of this event where you can actually see the log obstacles. There's less water, but more goo. So 3 big changes this year, and it's not going to get any easier. Paul Foster will bring out the Beast as our first competitor in the frame twister, and he has a bit different look to this vehicle and also a different wheelbase. We'll see if it helps him. I think you got probably 80% of the way through this thing, Paul, before you ever got hung up.
This last log just was a dropper. It went down, just boom, I could feel my bottom hitting. And they knew my wheelbase perfect because they had a log on the front and a log on the back. It's a tough one.
They saw you coming.
Yeah, it's a tough one. They were waiting for me.
Did you talk about the penalty? You knew that a 20-point penalty would be assessed, so you guys had to discuss this.
Yeah, I didn't want to let them out until I knew I was done. And I was done, so that was it.
Bill Fisher in the Chevenator will be our second competitor in the frame twister, and they waste no time in taking out one of the very first cones. That's a 10-point penalty. Give me the ball.
Two-wheel drive. Huh? Two-wheel drive. Yeah.
Bill, tell me what you have left to work with. I heard some nasty sounds underneath this truck.
Well, we got a little carried away with the throttle and come down on the short side, snapped the inner axle for sure, possibly a locker, hopefully. We'll find out. Hopefully we can get her back together and get in this competition and make some points somewhere else.
TJ Florence is up next with his CJ7, a 350 powered machine with 330 horsepower and 425 pound-feet of torque. Obviously a big knot in the center of TJ's winch cable. However, it appears as if the cable knot is just past the finish line, so it will not get caught up in the winch itself if he can get to the finish line.
Now you hold frame into that hole. It's too deep.
seems like when he hit the telephone poles, it ended up snapping 2 bolts on the high steer arm for the steering. So we're going to try and get it back together for the next event. We think we can fix it. We got a little knot in the winch cable we're going to take care of.
The Henry family pulled from British Columbia, Canada to take part in this event. Don Henry, the driver, his father sits alongside Barry. He is the co-driver. Don Henry's machine is equipped with rear steer and expected to do very, very well in this event. As it turns out, they'll shut it down and have to take a look under the hood. Something is broke.
Here's what came loose. Right there.
That's a rag joint on for the orbital valve, and just tore it right off. Gonna have to rig something better than what we got there.
Chris Bowen clearly has no concerns about body damage. Maybe that will work to his advantage and he can use the throttle a bit more in the frame twister. And Chris gets to the final log and kills the engine. He's got to figure some way of getting this thing across. He's only 5 or 6 feet from the finish line. What you looking for, Chris?
Fuel lines laying on the ground, you know, engine maybe fell out, I don't know.
Talk about the strategy. It looked like you guys had already talked this out ahead of time.
Go up the first log and just hammer it, and wherever we end up, we end up. And then we winch instantly. And we brought the jack just because the Jeep, he got stuck on his nose, and I knew I was going to do that too, so.
Watch from mud to fly. Toby Harrell has 44-inch Super Swamper boggers on this machine. What's the whistle about?
The whistle means go. 2 whistles means stop. Oh no, I forgot. 1 means stop, 2 means go.
Well, fortunately, it's over now. That could have been a real mental challenge halfway through your frame twister, you know.
Yeah, we're preparing for the tank trap.
Congratulations. You guys did a good job. You know, you're one of the few people to get through here, be completely, totally prepared, whistles and all, and you got through with the truck intact.
That's the whole point. That's what we want to do. We didn't want to break in this competition.
I was worried about that throttling there at the end. I mean, didn't you kind of push it to an extreme there?
Yeah, showboating. They told me not to do it.
Good job. Terry DeLue draws the next slot, and we remind you again that he designed the suspension on this Willys entirely himself. If you take a look at it as it goes into the frame twister, you'll see that the cab has plenty of ground clearance, not so much, however, on the axles. You know, after seeing the last 2 or 3 competitors, Terry's got to be mighty, mighty happy.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty happy right now. I've been watching those guys go through today, man, and I feel bad for them because, you know, half of them are not going to be able to finish off the day or even maybe compete in the next event. I just look at those, you know, like this thing's built, it's like a little rock crawler. They just happen to be round and wet and full of mud, so we just take our time and get over them.
Warren Cryer's Dodge M37 will try a new and unique strategy against the frame twister. I'm not sure we've seen this before. Look at the articulation on that truck. That is the strategy that they will use. Even extreme articulation will only get Warren so far. They will go to the winch and pull themselves out. Very, very well done, Warren.
I didn't think I'd make it.
What's that?
I didn't think I'd make it.
Well, you did, and you did it very, very well. At what point did you start to lose faith?
As soon as I went a couple times sideways, I decided to wench it to get it over with.
You know, I was watching for you to punch it all along, but that didn't seem to be your strategy.
No, I'm a conservative driver, so that's the way I drive on the trail.
Well, there's one cone, there's the second cone, and now the tail end of Patrick Weems' machine jumps out as he hits the gas. He's taken out 3 cones already before they even go to the winch. Patrick Weems will finish his run, but he buried that vehicle very deeply, and some extractions are easier than others. When all was said and done, Toby Harrell and his Blazer came out on top, just edging Warren Cryer's M37. 6 out of the 10 in our field completed the frame twister.